Well, hello, everyone. I am going back to my roots. When I first started this podcast, I just did solo episodes where I came on here and just talked about things that were on my mind, things that I wanted to connect with you directly on. So here we are again. The new season of Savvy Talk, season 8, is going to be special. We are going to do two things. One is we're interviewing great guests because I love talking to people and learning about them. And we're going to focus on their stories, their personal brands. How did they build their names, their careers, challenges they faced, opportunities they took advantage of? I love learning from people. I think it's one of the greatest things to do is you can learn from podcasts and books, and you can learn from YouTube videos and from jobs. But I really love learning most of all from people. So we're going to spend time doing that. And then we're going to also do these solo episodes where I just want to spend time talking to you guys about things that are on my mind, recommendations that I want to make. And I'm also going to take questions from you because I feel like the best part of building a community and interacting with a community is taking your questions, learning about what you're curious about, and answering things that you guys want to know. And so I've created a special section on my website. If you go over to digitalandsavvy.com, you will be able to go and leave a question for me, and I will answer your questions live on the show. So having said that, done our little introduction, talked about the new season of Savvy Talk. How's everyone doing? 2025 is off to a start. We are in middle of February, almost the end of February. It's a short month. But I want to talk about a couple things. First of all, I've been doing these coaching. I started this coaching group coaching called Savvy Hour, and I'm just loving it. First of all, I have them small on purpose. So I want to make sure you guys know if you want to sign up for the coaching. I do them small intentionally so I can spend time getting to know you and I can actually bring you value. So you're not one of many or one of a few. And we're focusing this week on creating your brand values so you can learn how to build your personal brand and really be intentional about how you want to show up in the world. And one of the things that we discovered going through this process is a lot of people have qualities about the way they go about themselves or what they want to be known for or what they are known for. And really trying to boil that down to 3 values is hard. And the reason why it's so hard is because you want to be able to articulate what you care about, but not have it be too many things so that people don't know what you stand for. So I really try to get them to boil it down to 3 things. So I ask them several questions. I ask them, what do you care about? What are you known for? What do you consistently do in your behavior? And what's really important to you? Because if you think about your values, it's about what you care about and what is something that you want to embody in everything you do in your personal life and your professional life. And so articulating your values is the number one thing I work on with people. In order to build your personal brand, you really have to know what's at your essence, what do you care about? So finding that process and doing that has been really rewarding. And then once we do that, we help build their mission statements. And then from there, just tell them how they can use that information to bring it to life through their personal brands and how they will bring that to life through either the content they create, through their work, through their values publicly, and just how they'll be able to kind of cascade that in everything that they do. And so I think, have you guys thought about your personal value, your personal brand values, or what is it that you really care about? That's what's important to you that you want people to know? Because I think that that's really, really important. A couple other things on my mind that I wanted to share with you is when I think about my information digest, like the digital diet that we have, where are you guys consuming information and what are you consuming? Because the information you're exposed to has a big impact on you, and the people that are around you have a big impact on you. So I think a lot about my circle, who's in my circle, who do I need to learn from, who inspires me, who challenges me, not only from externally, but even internally with my team. Like, how can I learn so much from my team? What can I learn from the experiences that they're helping create for me and for the company? And I think a lot about that. And I've been leaning into this year, my company, we've been spending a lot of time. I've invested in someone to help us. We have coaching for my team members, and we think a lot about our development and our growth. And instead of focusing with my team members on things that they're not good at, that we need to work on, we're doing the opposite. We're taking a look at all of our collective strengths and how do we use those strengths to kind of 10x and motivate us to do even more. So a lot of times people do spend time thinking about the negative or looking at the negative and focusing on the weaknesses. And I'm like, we should look at our strengths and how can we build from those strengths and how do our strengths work together? Because we have to really get to know each other, each other's work styles. And so that's been so fascinating and so rewarding. And we did that Strengths Finder. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Like 30 million people have taken this Clifton Strengths Finder test. And that was kind of the root of how we came to where we are today and how we're building on learning from our strengths. Last but not least, before I go into a few recommendations and talk about some things that I wanted to share with you, I lost my dog. It has been a heartbreaking experience, to say the least. But I thought a lot about what this is trying to teach me and where is the learning and growth that's coming from it. One is this presence of a pet and the unconditional love that they give you is something that's unmatched or unparalleled in any other part of our lives. And for anyone who's lost a pet, and it's tragic and it's sad, but it's also something that you cherish because you know that the time that you spent with them is one of the things that created the most loving memories for you. And so I'm going through that right now, and I'm getting a lot of love and a lot of support from a lot of other pet parents. And I've had a dog most of my life. And so I'm really looking forward to having another one. And I feel that just that unconditional loyalty and love that you get from a dog is something that I miss. I miss her presence in my home, but I'm really looking forward to doing it again. And it's one of the reasons why I joined the Animal Humane Society. Like, I do believe in the power of the love of an animal and being compassionate around an animal, and loving an animal gives us so much in return. It has so many health benefits. It not only helps us live longer, but they release dopamine every time you pet an animal. And so I feel like very strongly about the presence of them in our lives. And I hope if you have a furry one in your life that you're snuggling him or her a little bit more today. Anyways, on to what I am reading now. So I met Jim Murphy. For those of you who don't know, Jim Murphy was the gentleman who wrote a book called Inner Excellence. A.J. Brown, player for the Philadelphia Eagles, was a professional football player, was reading a book on the sidelines during the game, and that just broke the internet, broke Amazon, and the book sold out and now is like an international bestseller. And I met Jim and spent several hours with him at the Super Bowl, and he's an extraordinary human being, and he wrote 2 books. And I read the first one, The Best Possible Life. I read that on Sunday. It took me like a couple hours. I was just in the mood to sit and read as I was introspecting at the loss of my puppy. And then I'm reading this one now, Inner Excellence. He's a high performance coach, and it's called Train Your Mind for Extraordinary Performance and the Best Life Possible. He coaches high performing athletes on how to eliminate fear. If you can eliminate fear, you're able to do anything because you're not worried about the circumstances or the outcomes, and fear is what holds us back. And so he works with them on their mindset about their fear, and he's going to do a retreat, which me and my team are going to do very soon. But anyways, I'm now reading Inner Excellence by Jim Murphy. And I'm also reading, because I kind of read 2 books at a time, The Right Call by Sally Jenkins, What Sports Teaches Us About Work and Life. And it's a book about decisions. Like, athletes and coaches have to make a lot of decisions, what goes into their decision-making process. So I'm looking forward to diving into that more and sharing the outcomes once I finish that book. Anyways, last but not least, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I hope you guys submit questions to me. I would love to answer them. Very excited to be doing these solo episodes and bring you more value. And we'll talk about things that are on my mind. We'll break down the news. We'll break down culture. We'll talk about communication, storytelling, the impact of AI, all the things that I love to talk about. My mission is to help people communicate better. I hope that you continue to think about how you can show up, how you can tell stories, how you can build your personal brand, how you can bring value for others, and most of all, how you can build powerful relationships. Because when you build meaningful relationships, you create incredible opportunities. Hope you guys are having a great day and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.